Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's following me and supporting me, as always, salute. Now, today's video, we're going to kick it up a notch. And the reason I'm saying that is because when I made the video about the Navy Federal $25,000 credit card with no credit check, a lot of you guys with a 530 or higher credit score, you have been approved for 10, 15, 20, $25,000 credit cards, right? And for those of you that have not seen that video and you're a member of Navy Federal and you're trying to figure out, well, how did they do it? I'll put the link above so you can actually check out that video, because I'm telling you, if you do the strategies in that video first, okay? Then do the strategies in this video, you're going to manage to not only get one trade line, not two trade lines, but I'm going to show you a strategy to give you 3 trade lines, okay? So that's what this video is all about. And especially for you guys that may be in check systems or early warning systems, you're trying to get personal loans and everything like that, but a lot of financial institutions don't want to work with you. Well, I've chosen some financial institutions that may be able to help you, but at the same time, like I said, we're not just trying to get one primary trade line, not 2 primary trade lines, but 3 primary trade lines just by following the steps in this video, okay? And so the title of the video is talking about the Navy Federal Pledge Loan Hack, okay? And some of you guys may have already heard about the pledge loan hack. Some of you guys may have tried it. For those of you that have leveraged the pledge loan hack, put a comment below. Let me know. Hey, was it beneficial to you? Did it really work? Did it really help boost up your credit score? Because what I'm about to show a lot of you guys, this is definitely going to help change the game for you financially, as well as help boost up your credit score. So with that being said, I want to talk about some of the lenders. Before we get into the Navy Federal Pledge Loan hack, I want to talk about a few of the lenders that's willing to give you a loan or a trade line for help build up your personal credit without actually pulling your credit. So they do a soft pull, not a hard pull, so it won't affect your credit. And so the first one we're talking about is Money Lion. All right. Now, with Money Lion, the maximum amount that they'll give you is $1,000. Okay. Now, again, I want you to just stick with me and pay attention, because you're going to see how to transition from these type of lenders over to building a relationship with credit unions and banks like Navy Federal to actually leverage to be able to get more money. All right. So that's the reason that I'm trying to show you this backdoor strategy to help you. Now, the second one is, I'll put it like this, is Credit Strong. Okay. Now, let's understand, with Credit Strong, they don't give you the money. All right. However, they will report a high trade line on your credit to help you boost up your credit. All right. And so, which is great, because again, when they're factoring in how much money to actually give you and stuff, the size of the trade line really does matter. That's the reason. Let me point something out to number 3. All right. People talk about self-lender. People talk about, self-lender and kickoff. Now, the good thing about these here companies, again, you don't have to put any money up front, and they give you a trade line to report on the credit bureau. However, most of the time, these are small dollar trade lines, okay? And granted, yes, you get a trade line, but it really doesn't help, especially when you're trying to get $5, $10, $15, $25,000 trade lines and stuff. So it kind of works against you. If you're just rebuilding your credit and you're just coming into the credit game and stuff like that, or if you're trying to rebuild your credit for just to get a mortgage or something like that, then it works, all right? However, if you're trying to get large dollar amounts and stuff, I would say this would be my last option. All right, that would be my last option. Now, let's talk about number 4. The number 4 is FIG loans. Okay? Now, again, we're going to talk about the Navy Federal Pledge Loan Hack, but the reason I'm giving you these lenders first, because again, this is going to be one of your first primaries if you can get qualified, and it really doesn't take that much to get qualified for these, and besides, it's a primary, so that's what you want, the primaries with high limits. Now, with FIG loans, they go anywhere from 500 up to 1,000, okay? And understand that 1,000 is not a lot, but again, it's a strong primary. That's an actual revolving, not a revolving, but an actual loan on the credit. Now, keep this in mind, with FIG loans, they're not in every state, okay? So keep that in mind. But again, at the same time, you're not dealing with a hard pull on your credit as well, all right? Now, number 5 is net credit. Okay. Now with net credit, here's the thing about it. They go from 1,000 up to 10,500. Okay. Now, and they do a no credit check as well. Now here's the thing about it. In terms of getting approved for lenders and stuff, especially when you're in check system, you're in early warning systems and stuff. And like I said, with these lenders, they bypass that. They're focused on 2 things mainly, all right? Well, I would take that back. They focus on 3 things, okay? And that's your income, your debt to income ratio, as well as if you're currently in a bankruptcy. Now, if your bankruptcy has been discharged, a lot of these lenders will work with you. But if you're currently in a bankruptcy, a lot of these lenders won't touch you. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're trying to apply for these lenders and everything. Now, number 6, is op loans. Okay, now op loans, if you have had a recent bankruptcy that's been discharged, they're loaning you capital from 500 up to 4,000. Now, here's the thing about op loan, they're not in every state. And I think that's one of the bigger issues dealing with like people in New York and stuff. It's hard for you guys to find non-bank lenders to give you a loan and stuff, short-term loan or personal loan and stuff like that. So I understand your issue here. However, I do have some financial institutions that I'm going to introduce you to that will be able to help you, okay? So here's something that I would tell you if you're in the New York area or around the country. Here's a lender, all right? Now, unfortunately, with this lender, they may pull your personal credit, but they're very good at helping you jumpstart your credit with small loans. And that's called the Community Development Financial Institute. They actually got billions of dollars from the government to help people that are struggling with small businesses, but they also offer small loans to help with personal credit as well. All right. So this is definitely one, again, if you're in New York or other states that are restricted to loans and stuff like that, then the Community Development Financial Institute is probably one of the ones you want to look into. All right. Now, here's something that I definitely want to tell you. If you're a member of U.S. Bank, okay, or Bank of America, right? And you're in good standing, with these 2 banks. Now, they have small dollar short-term loans as well. If you just need a small dollar short-term loan, that also can help you build up your credit. But you have to be a member of these financial institutions, and you have to be in good standing for at least 12 months in order for them to overlook your bad credit to offer you a bad credit loan. All right, so just keep that in mind. But right now I'm a little excited, and let's not kick this up a notch. All right, let's really jump into this Navy Federal pledge loan hack. Okay, now we're just gonna go off. Let's go off of the previous video I made about getting approved for a Navy Federal credit card. And again, like I said, a lot of you guys had got approved for a Navy Federal credit card and you had bad credit in the 530s and stuff like that, right? And you got 25,000. You're like, well, that's one trade line, but my credit is still shot, and so I want a personal loan as well. Well, with the pledge loan, you have to understand you're putting your money up front, but again, just stick with me because this is going to give you leverage. All right. Even though it's a pledge loan, it's a secured loan basically. This is a secured loan, but you're trying to go after the trade line to build a relationship with Navy Federal. So this is why this is important for this strategy to work for you. Okay. So the Navy Federal pledge loan hack. All right. So say that you're an individual and you had got approved for a $10,000 credit card. Now you're still in a 530 range. So like I said, with the exception of these here lenders, and I have other lenders I'm gonna talk about, but I really want to explain this pledge loan hack for you to help you. Okay, so say that you Navy Federal with your 530 credit score gave you a $10,000 credit card. Okay, now say that with that $10,000 credit card, you took out a $2,000 cash advance, okay? You took out a $2,000 cash advance. Now, here's something that you have to understand when doing this here hack, all right? And for those of you that have leveraged this hack, but you haven't leveraged it in this way, let me know. Put a comment. Let me know if I'm explaining this the correct way so that other people in the community can benefit from this hack as well. All right? And give me a thumbs up to let me know if I'm explaining this as well. Okay? Now, you had a $10,000 credit card, even though you had a 530 credit score through Navy Federal. All right? You took out a $2,000 cash advance. You called up Navy Federal and you told them that you wanted to do a pledge loan. So with Navy Federal, they ask you, what's your time frame on this pledge loan? Now, understanding on the time frame on the pledge loans, they go anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. You want to go the maximum amount of time, 2 years. Okay? Now, here's something that I look at a lot of credit reports and stuff. And so one of the things that I always see people do is they'll open up a pledge loan with Navy Federal. And then as soon as they get it, they immediately pay it off. Stop doing that. You're hurting your credit. Okay? This is the reason, like a lot of people, they may have low credit scores, then they manage to get a pledge loan, and then they pay it off early. Well, when you pay that loan off early, again, your credit score drops. I have a client, he had a 720 credit score. He had a loan, and as soon as he paid it off, the following month, his credit score dropped to 680. Now, I'm not saying that everyone's credit, they're going to lose 40 points, but he lost 40 points on that. Okay, so in terms of when you have a loan and you pay it off, please understand and stop doing this. Unless you have another loan in place, keep in mind that your credit score is going to drop. Now, here's what happened and what may happen to you. If you have a mortgage, okay, a personal loan, a student loan, okay, or a car loan, right? Now, if you have these type of loans, then you may not benefit from a pledge loan, because what you're looking to is jump your credit score, increase your credit score. So in terms of how do I increase my credit score if my credit score is low, but I already have a mortgage, a personal loan, or something like that? Well, looking at your revolving credit. So with your revolving credit, you want to try to pay your revolving credit down to about 8 to 9%. Okay? If you do that, you're going to see an increase in your credit score. Another thing to increase your credit score, we're going to get back to the Navy Federal Pledge Loan, but I just want to explain this to you to help jump your credit score as well. So if you pay down your credit card debt to about 8-9%, you're going to see an increase in your credit score. All right, so that's one way. Also, pay weekly. Not when the due date, but say that you have a $5,000 credit card, you use $1,000, okay? So your monthly payment probably be maybe around $75 to $100, right? Your monthly payment. But if I were you, I would try to pay at least $35 to $40 a week. Just pay that every week toward that balance, okay? The reason is, and I explained this, the credit bureaus, they all report at different times when they pick up different data, okay? They don't all report, so that's the reason your credit score fluctuates, all right? So understanding that, if you're paying weekly on your credit card, that way when the data picks up and stuff, your credit score won't fluctuate as much. Now, in terms of, let me give you a few secrets in terms of what credit bureaus you want to freeze and start in reference to help you rebuild your credit. So hold that thought for me. Let's get over this Navy Federal Pledge Loan hack, and we'll talk about that, okay? Now, you have a $10,000 credit card. You took out a $2,000 cash advance, all right? Now, you call up Navy Federal, say, I want to open up a pledge loan for $2,000. When they ask you how long, again, you want to say 2 years. You want to say 2 years. Now, what'll happen when they open up the pledge loan for the $2,000, you make the deposit, all right? What's going to happen? They're going to deposit that money back into your savings account. Now, you have a $2,000 pledge loan that's open. What you want to do, pay it down to 80%, right? So that'll be about $1,600. So when you take that $2,000, put it into your account, pay the pledge loan down to 80%. All right, so that's going to be about $1,600. Okay. Soon as you pay this $1,600, they're going to deposit it back into your savings account, right? So they're going to put the money back into your savings account. Then you take that money back and you pay your credit card, okay? So now you have a loan with Navy Federal, a secured loan with Navy Federal, a credit card, and you may have taken out one of these here loans to add that third trade line, okay? So now you'll have 1, 2, 3 type of trade lines, okay? A thin file is when you have less than 4 trade lines, okay? So we'll talk about how to get the other trade lines, but right now we're talking about this pledge loan hack, all right? So understanding, you pay that down, so now you're going to have a remaining balance of $400. Do not, I repeat, do not pay this here $400 off all at once. You want to string it along. So with that $400 balance over 2 years, you're probably going to make maybe about $10 to $15 monthly payment, because they're going to ask you, how much do you want your monthly payments to do? And so what I'll do, I'll put it in the description in terms of how to set up your monthly payments, okay? So don't worry about that. I put it in the description that explains that, okay? Setting up the monthly payments. But again, now you use Navy Federal $10,000 you got approved for with the 530 credit score, and you got one primary, two primaries, and then again, if you wanted another primary, you may want to look at these here lenders that don't focus on the personal credit. They focus on the income and the debt to income ratio, as well as the bankruptcy. So that's three primary trade lines that you have on the credit. Okay. Now, here's something that's very important. When you open up the pledge loan, make sure that you do an e-sign the documents. The reason you want to do that, so that way the money that they're going to put back into your savings account is going to be between 24 to 72 hours. Most of the time it's going to happen about 24 hours. Another thing you have to understand, the reason you want to pay the majority of your loan down so that you can get that money back and pay it back to the credit card, because you don't want to continue accruing daily interest, high daily interest on this cash advance. Do you all understand that? Because when you take the cash advance, they're going to take on the cash advance, okay, they're going to charge you daily interest on it, right? But that's the reason when you do the e-sign, they're going to give you that money back. And like I said, once you pay 80% of that loan down, take that money back and pay it back to the credit card. Okay? So now you have that remaining balance of $400. You're making monthly payments anywhere from $10 to $15 a month on a pledge loan, but you have this $2,000 here. Now, the cool part about it, again, with the pledge loan, there's no credit check. Another thing about it, you can have multiple pledge loans, but I wouldn't do that. I would only have that one. You don't want to have too many secured loans on the credit file, all right? So having the credit card, the trade line, having the credit card, the loan, and then maybe having another loan, that's what's going to help you beef up your credit report. Now, another thing that you can do to help boost your credit report is add an AU, or authorized user, okay? So that's another thing that you can do. Now, for those of you that's in the process and you're struggling, again, I hope that you all understand this Navy Federal Pledge Loan hack, okay? Because it's fairly simple, it's fairly direct. Just do everything that I stated to you, and you should be fine on that, okay? So now, in terms of helping you increase your credit score, like I said, pay your revolving credit down to 8 to 9%. Your pay weekly on your credit card usage, and adding an AU. Now, when you're trying to restore your credit, okay, when you're trying to restore your credit, you wanna freeze your LexisNexis, your Sage Stream, your Core Logic, and LexisNexis, Sage Stream, Core Logic, and it's another one. Sorry guys, talking, mine is moving fast because I'm trying to remember this stuff. Core Logic, LexisNexis, Sage Stream. I think it's Innovis. Okay, those are the ones you want to freeze. Okay, and then you want to challenge the items on your credit report. Now, here's something else that you have to understand. If you're being denied for like unsecured credit cards with bad credit and stuff, if you have disability on your credit report or SSI, okay, if you have retirement or self-employed, if you have either of these things, you have a high risk of being denied, okay? So that you have to keep in mind. So check your credit report and make sure this isn't on your credit report. Now, in terms of Navy Federal is not the only ones that you can do a pledge loan with, okay? One of the ones that I like is First Tech. And guys, First Tech is really taking the gloves off. They're really starting to step up and stuff to really help people build a relationship with the financial institution. The cool part about it, you don't have to be military in order to join. That's the reason I like them. But they do give you high credit limits. Okay, that's the reason I like them. Now, another one is Alliant Credit Union. Alliant Credit Union, instead of the maximum being 2 years for your secured loan, they actually go out 4 years. The longer the better, okay? The longer the better. That's all that I can tell you, because the longer you have that loan and you're constantly paying it, showing up every month, it's going to help better your credit. So the longer the better, all right? And there's another one. Oh yeah, Andrews Credit Union. So if you're not able to become a member of Navy Federal, then you have these here other credit unions that offer the pledge loans to help you rebuild your credit as well. Okay, so that's the reason that I'm sharing these with you. Now, here's one credit union, Part Federal Credit Union. Now, they offer fresh start loans with no credit check, because they're fresh start loans. So they may be small dollar loans, but they offer fresh start loans with no credit check. So I would also take them into consideration. Especially, guys, if you in check systems, you're in early warning systems, then this is where you want to start with. So that way, if you follow this strategy, you'll get 3 primary trade lines instead of just 2. Get 3 primary trade lines. Like I said, you can add an AU on a credit file. That'll give you a 4. You can, I would say, with AUs, because I see somebody had 5 or 6 AUs, that's too many. That's too many, guys. All you have to do, I would say the maximum AUs you need is 3. Okay? It's 3. But at the same time, remember, if you're getting AUs from people that added you on and they have bad credit, it would hurt your credit. If you get an AU from somebody and say that they messed the account up and it's on your credit file, just call the financial institution. Ask them to remove it. They'll remove it, and that way you'll get a boost in your credit score. So look at your credit report. If you had AUs and stuff, the people no longer have the accounts, the AU went bad or something like that, and it's still affecting your credit, just call them and call the financial institution. They'll remove it. Okay, you're going to get a bump in credit score. Another thing about AUs, if you're trying to get a mortgage, again with FHA, they may not accept your credit file if you have AUs. So that's one thing about it. So trying to get an FHA mortgage or whatever, you may have to remove those AUs as well. So if I did a good job in explaining this and showing you a new strategy and kicking this credit game up to another notch to help you build up your credit and get multiple trade lines, then give me a thumbs up, comment. Let me know, have you tried the Navy Federal pledge loan hack when you got approved with your Navy Federal credit card? Again, if you guys have got the Navy Federal credit card, you know, and you're still trying to figure out what to do, then this is the video. If you have not seen that Navy Federal $25,000 no credit check video, then go back and try the steps in that video to see if you qualify for a Navy Federal card, and then do the pledge loan. All right, and also consider these here entities over here to actually help give you a trade line as well to help build up your credit. So this is Houston with 3-Way Funding. Guys, I hope that this is something that you all can leverage for your own benefit as well as sharing with the community. And for those of you that's always following me, supporting me, as always, salute.